Ooh, yeah! Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Big Daddy Buds, and my co-host, call me Alfred Gold. And Alfred Gold, and you stumbled upon the Grow Under the Stairs, ladies and gentlemen, Alaska Edition Part This, the Alaska series. Oh yeah! Let's see, non-comparison, cats on catnip,
facts.
Hey, buddy, that was too fast.
You gotta read faster, Alfred.
That was a lot to say.
I mean, it's just right. You gotta just be better.
Or you can leave it up for another second.
On screen, though, what you have is my cousin with the cats that are gonna be tested. That's right, we're gonna see if they react to any catnip or not.
Oh, I'm excited.
Me too, Alfred, me too. Now, in the last two videos, we did chop down all 12 plants that we had going. Half of them ran synthetically, half organically. And this is our current situation. Little flashback for those who are new to the channel. This is what that was looking like just a few weeks back.
She's beautiful.
She is, Alfred, she is. And as we do at the end of every season, we're gonna be showing you what the plants look like as they were growing, and then proceed to show you what those nugs end up curing.
Just wow.
I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm watching some weed channel.
The three that still show plants.
And I see a beautiful plant. It always makes me wonder, what did that look like at the end? Well, here, I show you.
We stand on business over here.
Yeah, not only that, but we have different plants to show you with different structures.
10 toes down.
And even have some nugs from last run in March that we could compare to.
Oh, that's impressive.
Listen, Alfred, we got it all. Yeah. As far as the equipment that we use to run these 12 plants, for the synthetic side, we got the P2000 Pro and the G3000, both from sponsors of the channel, Spider Farmer. And for the organic side, which is the one you're observing right now, we ran the G4500. Discount code Alfred works site-wide should you be interested in any of the equipment that you're watching today. But without any further ado, let's get to why you're here, and that is the harvest. Baby, the nugs.
Yeah. Oh, we rich, motherfucker.
That's a fact, that's a fact. For your viewing pleasure, these are the results of this harvest. There are a total of 5 more jars that we didn't include in this display because aesthetically they just didn't fit.
There's an artistic science to this.
Along with those jars, we have pillows upon pillows of grade A trim as well. And the reason I'm saying all of this is because we're not gonna be weighing this for you.
Oh, come on.
I know, we just don't got no time. So what I'm gonna be doing for you though, here's a flashback of last season's harvest. Same space, same light, same jars. And we do have the final number for that. So all you're gonna have to do is just subtract the number of jars you don't see, because this time was a smaller yield.
What? How?
Well, part of it is that on last season's grow, we had a 2x2 tent on our room, filled wall to wall with a photo period plant that gave us a nice yield. This time around, we only put 1 autoflower in there that barely took up a quarter of the same space. So while last time our harvest was 1.82 pounds, I think this time around it was closer to 1.5.
Oh, Gerald, thanks for inviting me over. Didn't know Sex and the City had a new season.
Oh, it's all good. You know anything from my cat lady friend? Come a little closer.
Gerald, you're tickling me. I wanna watch.
You can rewind it, baby. You know what I mean? I just need a little something. You're my man.
What's up?
Get the fuck out of here, son. You really trying to record this?
Yeah, I just want to get a little footage for the
It's
video.
my lady here. I'm gonna get the strap.
My bad.
This
No. You got that. So we move on to the first plant that we're gonna be checking out. This is the Chimera Junky from Highrule Genetics. Second run for this channel, so we will have some nugs to compare it. Now, we've already went through all the information of all these plants in previous videos, so in order to not make things too repetitive for the returning viewer, I'm gonna be moving a little fast through the footage that I've already presented on previous videos, so we can get to the new stuff fast. If you're interested, feel free to check out the rest of the series, and you'll find more footage and detailed information on each one of these babies. What you are observing is a flashback of the last time we ran this plant, and that time it was ran synthetically. This time around we ran it organically, so we have something to compare and contrast with. This here from our very last season, and you could tell the spiral nug development, which made this a pain in the ass to trim.
So why'd you run it again, Big Dad?
Well, Alfred, that's because the frost on this was just remarkable, yeah. Yeah, it had to be at least top 2 in frost from last season, and came with a sweet nose to boot. Now, what you are currently observing are the nugs from this season's run, and we did run this plant organically this time. I do think there is a marked difference in the way these nugs develop.
Man, she's still frosty, though.
It's a fact, Alfred, that's a fact. This plant did keep its frost, along with a bigger nug structure this time around, and even a little bit more of a yield than last time. Now, I want you to notice the difference in the hue between the right pile and the left pile, and you can see that the right pile has more of a golden tone to it. If you can't notice it on this shot, don't worry, there'll be more examples in this video. But this happens because our last pile is comprised of nugs that we saved from our last harvest, which was all the way back in March.
You've had that since
since March, I would have been smoked that. I know you would. That's why I ain't leave it with you. You know what I'm like? Hey, listen.
I'm mad at you. You're right. You're right.
Anyway, the reason the older nugs have more of a golden tone to them is because as time passes, they decarboxylate. Now, if you've ever tried to make edibles, then you'll be familiar with decarboxylation, as that process is necessary in order to activate the THC in the plant so that you can eat it. Now, most people use heat for this, so if you've ever put some green cannabis in the oven for this purpose, I'm sure you've taken it out and seen how quick it turns to gold. The same process happens, although slowly, when you store cannabis for a long period of time. Now, you saw me break down the new nug. Here on screen is me breaking down an old nug. For sure, more purple colors when we ran this synthetic. Which one's frostier? Let's discuss below. As we move on to the B storyline.
My man got a B-side.
Yeah, listen, my cousin grew some catnip this summer. And as you guys are aware, we live with a bunch of cats over here. So let's see through this video which ones react, which ones don't.
Look at all of them frolicking in the double slatters. I've seen enough, human. Away we go.
As we move on to the Kyro from Beleaf. Out of all the plants that you will be watching in this video, this is the longest running one that we have. Let me tell you a quick story about it. Beleaf sent me this. I planted 2 seeds thinking it was non-feminized, and they both turned out female. Out of the 2 plants that I got, this was years ago by the way, this is the one I kept. Now I kept cloning it and cloning it all the way up to the point where I got kicked out of my last home when my ex-girlfriend dumped me. Yeah. Hey, listen, this is all season 10. You catch up.
It's all documented.
Facts. I had to cut all the plants down and lose everything, including my favorite one, Orangello. Lucky for me, though, I had sent some cuts of both of those plants to JDirtExotics, who returned both of those cuts to me once I moved to Alaska. Yeah, he a real one.
Look at me now. Look at me now. Oh, I'm getting paper.
A mix between the Platinum Punch 13 and the White Truffle. What you are observing on screen is when we ran this organically. Examine that nug very carefully, because what you're watching right now are the nugs of this one when we ran it synthetically. Yeah, now on screen the colors might be a little hard to tell, but this is a very purple phenotype. Matter of fact, my cousin came in the room yesterday after I gave him some.
Oh, Daddy!
And commented that this plant looked so purple once he crushed it that it almost looked fake. Now, we have shown this before in previous videos. There are a bunch of plants that look purple on the outside, or they maybe have leaves that are purple, but once you crush them out, they get back to that green color. Not this one. This got that lavender joint popping. As far as my assessment, the density of it, the nug structure, the prettiness of it, everything is perfect. Where this plant lacks, in my opinion, is in the taste and the smell. This season, we did run 2 different versions of the plant. The nugs that you're observing on the left are the synthetic ones. In the middle is the organic one we ran this season, and all the way at the right, with more of that golden tone we spoke about earlier, are the nugs from the organic version that we ran all the way back in March.
My man got generational nug wealth.
Yeah, listen, this is a masterclass over here. I'm going for number 1. What is it you want? Let me tell you something. I'm sure I've said it before on previous videos. This weed makes me feel fancy, bro.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
It looks good in the jar. It feels good when you're touching it. It just doesn't have that that I need when I'm smoking it, which is why I'm crossing it with my prize pheno Orangello. That has always been the plan. And for next season, we will be popping our very first seed of that mix.
Nom, 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 nom. This catnip tastes like funny.
Hey, Gerald.
Not now, woman.
Gerald.
Leave me alone.
Why you pay attention to me, Gerald?
Should've hit it and quit it.
Gerald, come here,
Man,
Gerald. Let me show you.
Get off of me, woman. Get off of me. I already gave you too much loving.
That only cat's gonna be lit.
Yeah, man, these cats swallowing. Now as we move on to our next contestant. This is the Truffaloha #1, JD's cut. And by the way, with apologies to JD, who told me that he wanted me to take some pictures of this. And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't take none. Listen, I'm not good at photos, dog.
You keep letting JD down.
I do. I'll take that. But come on, dog. What photo could I possibly give you that's gonna look better than these, bro? This is 4K. Over, you just grab a screenshot, bro.
JD, hold on, JD. I apologize for him. He just doesn't know about art.
Yo, back up, Alfred. Back up,
You
dog.
deserve better, JD. You deserve better.
First time run for this channel, and one of the frostiest ones we got in this run. This was cut at week 10 of flower and fed organic nutrients. This is one of the plants that JD sent me along with my cut of the Kyro and Orangello.
Where's the nog? That's all frost, babe.
It's a fact, Alfred. This is a crazy looking one. JD kept telling me he was getting grapes with a hint of coconut in the back.
Hold on, fam. Yeah.
She looks crazy, dog.
Back up, Alfred.
Hey, you can't stop, real love.
The sweetness to me was more
You're
akin to...
beautiful.
Come on, dog.
You're beautiful and
The sweetness I got from this plant was more in the candy sweet side than the fruit side, so I wasn't really grasping what he was dropping. And in order to identify the flavor better, I ended up buying different packs of flavored rolling papers and comparing it to what the weed was smelling like. And sure enough, that grape flavor one is the closest one that resembles what the plant smells like to me. Now, a lot of you usually request a smoke report as well with these plants. I normally shy away from that because I feel like that's very subjective as far as what a specific strain does to me and my body.
My choice.
Especially since I'm usually already high from edibles.
That aerosol oil be hitting.
It's a fact, Alfred. We're gonna have a video showing you how I make it. However, I did want to note that I very much enjoy smoking this as well. Nice on the nose, nice on the taste buds. Amazing to look at. This is nice. Now, because the plan was to only run my genetics on next season, I didn't clone anything. However, towards the end of flower, when I saw that this plant along with the Chimera number 3 were that good, I had no choice but to do a late flower reversal. Right before I chopped this plant down, I took a nug and I planted it.
Oh, you crazy.
And ladies and gentlemen, not only did it root, but we got some new growth coming out, baby! Yeah! Look at that! So peep how you do it. Take the nugs from the bottom portion of the plants, which are usually less developed and you got a better chance there.
Slick transition.
Plant the nug in a rapid rooter or somewhere where you could see when the roots come out. Make sure you put a humidity dome on top of that. As soon as you see the roots popping out, you gotta remove that humidity dome or that nug is gonna grow mold on it. I'm telling you, dog. You're gonna water that very sparsely because there's gonna be no new growth for a few weeks. Have patience and eventually you will see that little green light of hope pop out in new growth, and that'll let you recreate that plant once again. Oh yeah. As we move on to 2 plants in a pot. Oh yeah, we got 2 different plants on this one. Miracle Candy and the Rainbow Dash, both coming to us from my people over there at Seed Canary. Now the reason I have both of these plants in the same pot are because these are regular seeds. We've talked about this numerous times, but that means that the plant could either be male or female, as opposed to feminized seeds, which are usually just female plants. Those are the ones that we smoke. So by placing 2 of them in the same pot, if one of them were to turn male, I could just chop it off and not lose any time. That was my train of thought. However, both of these turned out to be females, and here they are. And let's start off by showing you the nugs from the Rainbow Dash. Both of these are first time runs for this channel and were ran synthetically. Now while growing, I was actually digging more the structure and color of the Miracle Candy, but once it came down to the trim, I switched my mind. I very much prefer this one better. Yeah. Out of both of the plants, this one was denser, and because of that gave me the bigger yield. Now in the jar, let's see.
Oh, come on. You could have done this before this video.
Nice. It's nice, bro. It's nice.
So professional.
Listen, I got both of them right now in front of me so I can do a little side by side. So let's see.
Seriously? You just don't care, do you?
And for sure, the Miracle Candy still does have a better nose. This one right here does have a lot of sweetness to it. But in the background, it has a little bit of a pepper pea situation going.
What?
I know. Never had like the pea smell till this one. But it is there. It's just like in the background.
You
though.
sure you just didn't pee on that jar before?
Come on, Alfred. I'm better than that. Anyway, what you've been watching now is the second plant, the Miracle Candy. So yeah, literally was rocking with this plant the whole grow over the other one. The nose of this is extremely fruity mixed with like a mint. And the color while in the plant had that pink hue to it. But then when it came time to the trim, the lack of density in these nugs and the amount of leaf I had to trim compared to the yield just didn't add up for me. In the jar also, the Rainbow Dash just looks more impressive stacked up. Now I know what you're thinking. Who cares? It's about the smoke, right? Not to me, man. Everything matters to me. I mean, I do spend more time growing these plants than smoking them. So if I could grow something that makes me happy while growing it, makes me happy while trimming it, makes me happy while looking at it, and also makes me happy while smoking it, then that's what I'm looking for. I need it all, bitch.
Hey, bartender!
Alfred.
Cut that cat off from catnip.
Alfred, you so silly.
Him too. I think he had too much.
I mean, he do look like he contemplating life right now.
Yeah, close the tab out.
You heard Alfred, you cut off, cat. Yeah. As we move on to the Grandpa's Cookies R2V1 from Ethos. Yeah, 3rd run for this channel, 2nd time completing this run. First time we didn't get to complete it, that's when we got kicked out of our last home. Most recent version on screen now as we go to the flashback of the last time we ran. So on screen, this is the synthetic ran version that you're looking at. In my view, this is one of the most complete plants that we have going. And while we have ran it 3 times, we've used 2 different seeds. And in all cases, very similar outcomes in terms of structure and smell. So a very stable line. So we flash back to our current run again, and this time we ran it organically. A common theme I keep seeing, for me at least, is that organic seems to be a bigger nug structure than when I run them synthetically, however with a little less density. If I were to be asked to summarize the differences between both organic and synthetic, my observations will lead me to say this. Synthetic has given me smaller but denser nugs with more trichomes and a stronger smell, while organic has given me bigger nugs, less density, more color, and more flavor. Yeah, as far as the nose for this, we've talked about this also very much through the last 2 series. They actually nailed it on the description when they said it smells like sandalwood, which is a scent that I wasn't familiar with until I got to this plant and we started making fun of their description.
I remember that.
We bought some beard oil with the same scent, and when we compared it, we had to retract all jokes back.
Oh yeah, we have to take it back. Listen, he did a good job there.
Now, when I say this plant is pretty complete, that's because it has good size.
Check.
I mean, you got eyes. Look at the trichome development on that.
Oh, that's right.
It jars up amazingly good.
Check.
And not only does it have that pleasant smell, but it carries over to the smoke as well. Last season nugs on the right there on screen, and on the left we got this season's nugs for your comparison. And we'll get close up to this real quick so you can see the difference that we were talking about earlier, where the new nugs have more of that white sheen to them, opposed to the cured and older nugs that have that golden patina. Can we call it patina though?
Stop.
Can we call it patina?
No.
Like a what?
No.
Well, I'm calling it patina. Look at that patina, dog.
Embarrassing.
Look at that patina, dog.
You're really not embarrassed?
Why? Because I'm cultured? Because I'm cultured, Alfred?
Because you're using it wrong.
Anyway, caught my cousin replacing the flag outside of my window. Told him to pose for me real quick. Do a little dance. You know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
proud to be an American.
Yeah.
Well, at least I know
I'm with it, Alfred. I'm with it, dog.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, we still got a bunch of plants to go, but man, almost 17 minutes into this video. Hope you've been enjoying yourself. Have you hit the like button yet?
We're not doing this today.
No, I'm just wondering.
Here we go.
Cause you know this took me like 2 weeks to make, and you've been here 17 minutes. Apparently, I did a good job. Have you said that to me? I would appreciate it. You know, that's
Come on, bro.
Oh, you're not that kind of person. You're not.
Move it along. Move it along.
You're the type of person goes to a barbecue, eats for free, enjoys the food, and doesn't even say thank you. You that guy. You that guy. I was just saying that.
Made this whole thing awkward.
For who, Alfred? For who? For the person that's freeloaded?
Oh, man.
For the leech? This is uncomfortable for the leech. I'm okay with that, Alfred. As we move on to another cut sent to us from JDirtExotics. This is the PC number 21, Permanent Chimera. Second time run for this channel. We flashed both versions of this plant while we were complaining. Currently on screen, this is the new version. We ran this one synthetically last time. It was an organic run for us. And I would say the summation of the differences between organic and synthetic could be seen right here. Smaller nugs, more frost, and a stronger smoke when compared to the last season. The difference for this particular plant is in the density. I did get more density on the organic run and a bigger yield. Trimming the organic version of this plant was a pleasure. The opposite could be said of these small little nugs on the synthetic side. On the nose, same on both sides, still trending towards that skunkiness. Now, if you watch this whole run, then you will remember that we noticed some problems with this plant and the Flyin Hawaiian somewhere around week 3 of flower. We noticed that it wasn't developing as quick as the rest of the plant. By the way, on the left, the golden nugs, you got it. From the last run, right? And the right is from, you got it. So do note something could have happened to this plant which ended up negatively affecting the yield of it. To put it in better perspective, you can see right here in my hand, the bottom nug.
The patina.
Exactly, the one with the golden sheen is the older one, and look at the different size between that and the 2 top nugs, which are also top nugs from this run. It's crazy. 2 more plants left before we get there. I wanted to share a little bit of my personal life and something that happened. As most of you know, met a couple of cool people since moving here to Alaska. One of them being my neighbor Dan with the gun. And yes, that is him, and he in fact does have a gun on the right hand side. I don't know if you can see it, but he has it. Anyway, he invited me to go fishing with him in the rain. And I ain't never been fishing in the rain, but he had a gun. He looked at it and he's like, we're going fishing. He really didn't invite me. He kind of told me.
You a bitch.
Relax, Alfred, relax. Anyway, after a while, I'm like, dog, I'm going home. I'm about to drown. But he stayed and ended up in the newspaper.
Me fishing in a place that we're about to drown in. Because the tide is coming up. Huh? Yeah, look at the street lights.
Yeah, man, follow me right there on Instagram. I'll be posting some more of my life in there every now and then. You know, if you're bored. Moving on. to the penultimate plant that we're gonna be covering here, the Chimera number 3, ladies and gentlemen. This one was sent to me directly from Beleaf in seed form. Tried running it in previous season, had it herm out.
Well, that's not nice.
I know, but I was interested in seeing what the hype was about, so we tried it again this season and came out with a winner. Yeah. Same situation as with the Truffaloha for this plant. I didn't clone it because the plant was just to run my genetics for next season. But again, when I saw this and saw all the attributes that it had, I had to clone it. And that was one of the 2 nugs that I showed you re-vegging earlier in this video. A mix of the white truffle and the creature. This was ran organically and cut at week number 10 of flower. So what do I like? Well, I like the structure of this, the density, and the frost level. Also, while growing, I was detecting a little bit of sweetness on the nose. But let's see what that smells like in the jar.
Oh, come on. You gotta do better. You gotta do better.
Alfred, this is real-time analytics over here. It's alright, it's good. Look, it's just definitely not as sweet as the other ones that we've discussed in this channel, where we've mentioned the sweetness of. In the background, I get a little bit of pepper that almost is as strong as the front sweetness that I get from it. Haven't had enough time to sit down with this and smoke to maybe give you a better assessment, but in general, I do feel like we could keep this line around and work with it. Maybe mix it in some future breeding projects, but we'll see. Now, before we move on to the last plant that we're gonna show you, if you enjoy the content I make and want to help me out economically, since I can't monetize these kind of videos, I do have a Patreon you could join. That is a place where you could donate $3, $5, $10 monthly to content creators like myself, and you get your name on the wall of fame. Now, I do have some bad news. Just got an email letting me know that if you use the Apple Store to pay for this, there'll be a 30% surcharge.
Criminal!
Facts from Apple. Apple should be ashamed of themselves. So don't do it through the app. Don't do it through the App Store. Go directly to the website. Be helping yourself and myself. So now, thank you to the new member, Jason H. Yeah! Also, new member, although I felt like you were already part of this, because I see your name so much in the comments. I appreciate that. Stoned and Steady! Oh, baby! What up, dog? Also, another stoned one. Stoned Farm new this week. What up, doggy? Yeah! Now, next gentleman, as you could tell by my face, I had to keep reading it because he wanted me to put his whole name on there. I'm with it. You're the one that tells me what to put. So I want to give a big thanks to John Watson Scow.
What in the Tiffany
like money. That dude sound like you got money. Oh, yeah. Hey, if you got 3 names, you got money, dog. Now, the final member we'll be adding this week, kept it simple. Greg D, my man Greg D, what up, dog? Oh, appreciate every one of you so much. Last week, I told you we have 15 spots in this Wall of Fame. After that, I'll just be scrolling your names on screen. So we only got 10 more spots left if you want to be part of this memorabilia. After that, you can still donate. It still gets appreciated just the same. Let's jump into some final cat footage right before we get to the final plant. Just to close off the B storyline, we saw them get high, we saw them get cut off at the bar, and now they're fighting.
Catnip fentanyl is so sad.
Listen, that's just how life goes. As we move on to the final plant we'll be featuring in this video, and that is the Flyin Hawaiian. It gives it to me from JDirtExotics as well. Now, last season, we ran this along with the PC21, both of them organic. And those plants came out so similar that I didn't know which one to keep. Structurally, frost level-wise, and even the smell. This one's smelling a little skunky as well. There wasn't one clearly ahead of the other one. So this time we ran them both synthetically, and that indeed has helped me pick out which one I feel is the best. And ladies and gentlemen, it's this one, the Flyin Hawaiian, baby. Yeah, on screen a flashback of the last time we ran it, and there you could tell the similarities to the PC21 as far as structure-wise. They both even threw out them purplish leaf colors. So what made the difference for me? Well, couple of things. It might be hard to see on these videos, but in real life, this one is a little bit frostier than the PC21. Add to that, it was a bigger yielder and had bigger nugs, while still holding on to the same smell characteristics of the other one. Now, there was a nug from the previous harvest that you were observing. We're back to the plant today as it was ran synthetically, quickly followed by the nugs that we got in this harvest. Check it out.
Look at that patina!
Stop, Alfred, stop.
So it only counts when you say it, huh?
But it is easier to see in these nugs what I was talking about when it comes to the hue difference of longer stored nugs versus new ones. No smoke report for the new version of this, as I haven't had a chance to sit down with this either. Listen, I've been editing, been doing this for you. Now, while you enjoy this beautiful nug display on screen, I did want to take a quick minute to thank all the people that have been showing me a lot of love in the comments here on YouTube. It really does make me happy to see that my work is being appreciated by you guys, and that there's a few few of you even going all the way back to my starting video to catch up on the lore of the channel. Add to that all the love I keep getting from fellow creators in the community. That's probably the biggest flex I could have. When your co-workers shout you out, you know it feels good. So let me drop this clip right here of channel How We Grow. Facts, showing that love to us, man.
Shout out to the MVP of this contest, my homie, the Grow Under the Stairs. If you haven't yet, make sure you check out his channel for the frostiest nugs on YouTube. What sets him aside from the other content creators is that he actually shows and proves how he grows instead of just talking about it. And the value that he provides with hunting strains is undeniable.
How cool is that, right? Now listen, we got 2 more videos before we unmask. So it's about to go down, man. Kind of nervous, kind of excited. Let's get it, though. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and I'll see you guys. See you guys later. Yeah!